Welcome, Deviant Drivers. We're back. Episode number 10. We've hit double digits and we're
Bravo.
here. We've got an interesting one. First of all, we found him, Junkai. We found him.
Junkai Dong.
Junkai Dong. We found him. Yep. And we're joined with a very special guest. We're joined right here with Floody.
Welcome.
Woo! Pew 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 pew.
What's up, Floody?
What's going on, gentlemen? Thank you for having me.
Good. How's everybody?
Tired.
Ready to get my drink on.
There you go. I'm down with that. What are you drinking, by the way?
Well, I'm keeping it easy with the Yingling tonight.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, while we're here, I picked up some 12 year recently, and to kick this bad boy off, I'm gonna rip a shot with y'all real quick here.
So I've got Old Forester 1920, 115 proof.
Okay.
It's poured here, but since you're doing a shot, I'll go bottles up with you.
I'll do it. How about you, Merc?
I'm good. I got some let's see what we got.
There we go. What did you think was going to happen when we got Floody on here?
I know, right?
Out.
I know.
I know it's a school night. Daddy, but we got to man up sometimes.
All right, we got Crown. Let me see. Hold on.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful, sir.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, cheers, gentlemen. To Deviant. Thank you. I didn't mean to make you do that, but
no, you're awesome. Good.
No, come on.
You're good. We like
how
your
much
shirt.
effort did that take to twist our arm? 0.
Oh, so the shirt. Now, I traveled down to the M school, and I talk about it in Discord often, I'm sure. One of the coolest things I've ever done, straight up. Well, South Carolina flag, did the M school day, M5, M2, the M4, the M8 competition. It was a heck of a day. And actually, I would love to go back now, having been in this league and learned even more. I would love to go back and try again.
You didn't you earn a trophy while you were there?
Yeah, not a trophy, but the M2 competition. They had a timed event later in the day, and I had the video of me like actually doing it. But yep, I got the sweet little M first place, and I cherish the shit out of this thing. You choose my brand.
We need to snag that video so we can pop it on here.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I would love to come back down there and do it again.
Imagine the award you would have gotten if they let you rip a couple shots before you did
it. Dude. Tell you what, one day, let me get the state police down there to agree to it, and we'll do a YouTube video for training.
Yeah, training. Well, hey, that's our neck of the woods, so anytime you're welcome, man.
Amen. Oh, and actually, if anybody missed it, my man Junkai actually traveled through Richmond here, and both Zen and I met. We met at B-Dubs, had some beers. I actually got to meet in person, and it was fantastic. So, thanks for coming out, man. That was definitely interesting.
No, I appreciated the beers, and no, it was definitely like we fell right into it. There was no awkwardness. There was no like getting to know you kind of thing. It was just jumped right into conversation like we have known each other for so long, all this time being in Discord. So nothing was missed at all during that whole thing. It was a good time. So
it's awesome because Junkai's been on I don't know what you want to call it. It's too late for summer break, I guess fall break.
So I got my sailboats and
everywhere.
Yeah, got my vacation clothing on, you know.
You've been redecorating the house.
I've been everywhere.
It looks like you're redecorating the house behind you.
Yeah, no, I took from, Glovis has all these wonderful photos of Gran Turismo 7 tracks. And you guys have made comments about how everything's pretty bland behind me, which I don't agree with, but nonetheless. Yeah, so this one is the little short track. We've got Daytona, high speed ring. We've got the very, very short track. And then this one, this one is a special one. That's That's Nürburgring. I mean, this is quality art here. Like, you can't just pick this up on Gran Turismo website. I had to really I emailed PD and to get this stuff, and they just overnighted it. So, we're good. We're good. That's how we set the tracks up. The dailies always kind of coincide with our league. So, not saying it's coming from me, but I know somebody. Kaz just kind of sent these over. So,
Bloody, don't step into bullshit. Well done. Well done. We give you an A for effort at any rate.
Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm after tomorrow. That's my next busiest day. After tomorrow, I'm back. So,
right.
But it's been a hell of a 3-4 weeks, whatever's going on.
Awesome. Well, we all let's get a minute to get to know Floody, and let's do driver interviews real quick. I know you've got a couple of questions. I don't know if he's queued up ready to go for what you're going to ask him, but I'm sure he's got a good answer no matter what.
Yeah, we're gonna go on the fly here, so bring it on, baby.
Yeah, no, that works. So everyone is in one way or another have heard of your driving setup, and I think it's probably one of the most unique ones that we have in the league. But if you would just embellish it again, let us know what you're driving with all the color commentary that you bring with that.
Well, I remember wasn't too long ago when I entered this league, and I knew that if I'm going to do it, with a serious purpose almost, right? I wanted to get something good. So got on eBay and got a good deal on a wheel. It's a Thrustmaster. I think the T248. And I got it on like a really good deal. It must have been on sale or something. So it comes to my house. I'm stoked. I'm a car guy. Let's go. And pull it out the box, look around, and I have no idea where I'm going to put this thing. Right? It didn't dawn on me that some people actually spend a crap ton of money on rigs and stuff like that. So yeah, I took a 2x4. I have an L desk, and I bolted a 2x4 with a monitor, set the wheel up, and then for the pedals, basically it's 550 cord. And if you're military or anybody who knows the military, 550 cord is, you can put everything down with that. Right. And so I have it wrapped around a million times with some cardboard, and it took me maybe about 6 months of adjusting and pushing and kicking and tightening. And but yeah, she gets her done, I guess. So that's good stuff.
No, that's awesome, man. Your chair swivels too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Real good. So, good bearings in this thing.
So with all that, which would be a hindrance to some, you still manage to lead our Group 4 league in typical fashion.
And that's, I tell people, people jump into this thinking if I buy the best setup, if I buy this and buy that, it'll just help me. I mean, yes, I'm sure it will help you, but I am living proof that if you just sit there and you learn it and you just practice, you'll get it. Your feet, your hands, your eyes, it will all connect. So.
Yep. So, and at some point, we need a Mission Impossible. You sneak into Zen's house, steal every controller he owns, so he has no choice but to play Call of Duty from the steering wheel. Gran Turismo from the steering wheel, everything from the steering wheel.
Well, that's brutal. That's brutal.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. So no, that's awesome, man. What camera angle do you usually find yourself using during the race?
I'm a bumper view guy. Always have been. Just sitting on ground level and like really seeing in there, and like, all right, one can argue that the controls can feel different based off your view, and I guess that makes sense. And the times are the same. But for me, sitting close to the asphalt just helps. It's tough watching traffic left and right because you can't really get that view. But if you're in first place, it doesn't matter, does it?
Ooh. Shit talking. No, I agree. I tend to feel I have more oversteer in that camera angle, and more understeer and hood view.
I get it. I get it. I don't try the other ones too often to really expand on that. Now, however, I do have the VR headset that my
Oh,
dog
that's
gets.
right. Yeah.
And when I get it fixed, I'm going to test it out a little bit more, and I would love to do a full race on it. Someone was
I
it?
can't remember who.
Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong name,
Yeah.
but someone apparently did an entire race on that. And you know what? Good for you. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I have notes for my pit stops and all that stuff. And with the VR headset on, you can't do any of that. You can't grab for a drink. You can't do this. I mean, you have to be focused the entire time.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. That's amazing.
Well,
So,
speak
yeah.
a little bit to that, because that's something I actually have considered trying. My concern is with it. I've heard a whole lot about just motion sickness. Did you have any kind of motion sickness with it?
at first I did. You have to get used to it. And when I first put it on, the menus are fine. It's almost like a 2D, 3D menu, but the moment you click like enter race, I mean, it's literally like bam, you're in there. My first one was the Group 3 Ferrari, and sure enough, I mean, you were in a Ferrari going, not a growth start, nothing. You're going, and you're oh shit. Oh. But yeah, it took me about 3 or 4 days to really get used to it. I ended up going to the license testing, just the braking, and it's a nice and easy front and back. You can kind of look around and really get your bearings straight. Did that for a while, and then and then it clicked, and then my brain was like, oh, we're good with this. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you haven't even tried it, try it. So.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mark, I'm surprised you don't have that with every other accessory bolt-on part that you've been able to find for your setup.
Well-
I actually sat in Merck's setup but last week. And I look at mine and feel underprivileged, even though it's a Fanatec. It's like a Jeep. He's got every bolt-on piece you can possibly. He's got an armrest. He's got an e-brake. He's got a shifter. He's got 2 different monitors attached to the rig. He's got his aircon. Yeah.
Well, the
I don't even wanna
concern
sit on it.
the concern that I've had is what Floody addressed, and he's exactly right, especially with GT3 racing, is how do you we've got extensive plans and notebooks and things and that we're watching for on pit strategy and all. And what do you do aside from just committing it to memory, which is that's tough. But aside from that, what are your options? And I don't think there are very many. If you were in VR, you've pretty much got you got to be on it, and this because you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any opaqueness in it at all? Like,
Well, funny you said that, Mark. As you were talking about, like, I can't explain it. So when you're in the VR in a race, it's in a way so real because all your senses move to that, right? So I almost want to say memorizing your stuff might be easier because instead of a room with stuff and noise from everywhere else, you were actually concentrating like you're in a race. You can look over and look at your lap time and think, oh yeah, I need to pit on 19, but definitely crazy. Definitely.
you need to have your own little Marshall that holds the sign up just for the VR drivers. So you can see, right?
Wait, can Vic do that?
That'd be awesome.
Hey, and shout out to the safety car drivers. Ever since we introduced that, it has gone a lot cleaner, and it's definitely cool to ride behind a yellow safety car. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. That was Merck's idea. So I was see how it goes. But no, I mean, I agree 100%. Those guys commit their not their weekend, but a couple hours to our league, and then you just sit in the pits. You can't see the race. You can't do anything. I mean, you can watch it on YouTube stream if there is one, but otherwise you're just sitting there not knowing what lap everybody's on, like nothing, just sitting there. And then you go out cold, hoping you keep the car on the track. So no, that's good stuff. So when did you start playing Gran Turismo. Like I was new and started in GT Sport. Mark goes back to 2 or 3 or something like that.
Zen.
Yeah.
Zen. PlayStation 1, the original Gran Turismo. We met right around the time we got driver's license. He was new into town, and we started hanging out, and he had a PlayStation. My mom did not believe in the video game stuff. And so I had the Game Boy and stuff, but nothing like a real console. So I'd go to Zen's and hey, here's this driving game, you should check it out. And that's when I got to credit him for even showing me the ropes on driving itself, but driving on a circuit, video game or not. I mean, he is like my grandfather of that. So Zen, shout out to you, buddy. But yeah, and then 2 came around. We played 3, 4, and then adult stuff happened. Years went by where I was out, deployed or military or whatever, and he's here. But yeah, this was great to when he told me about this. I laughed, and I can get a little cocky, I get it, but I was like, oh, that's easy, it's a little league or whatever. Dude, I had no idea. Tire strategy, fuel strategy, driving better, driving cleaner, cutting a single second off your lap. I had no idea that it was this involved, because it really is. Now the wifey, oh, it's just a video game. Really, you get on it. And I mean, you know what, I did put her on it. She did well. She did very well. But when we get to, the tenths of a second where we tried to get to within the league, it's wild, man. It is wild.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I've been here since the beginning. Just never had a wheel until recently.
Yeah, and your competitive nature for the circuit experiences between you and Anatole, you guys have kind of gravitated, the two of you, in that challenge have gravitated more drivers into it, seeing what they're able to do. So that's been fun as well, just kind of watching that from afar.
Hey, shout out to Anatole, man. That's he has stepped up his times just like I've stepped up mine, and it's fantastic. And people always tell. I have friends that obviously don't play in the league, and but they're like, oh, it's so boring to sit there and do the same thing over and over. But you have to challenge yourself. You have to do it. If you want to get better, you got to do it. So I'm not going to sound like a drill sergeant or nothing, but
yeah,
I think the results speak for themselves. And Anatole's out there doing good stuff as long as you pick correctly. So
yeah, I'll get into that in a moment.
Just kidding.
He's still hurting from that, I'm sure.
I know, it's all right. It's all right.
We calling it the Besso pit of pulling in and not getting tires or just screwing it up altogether. Besso's done that a handful of times.
Has he?
Yeah, he did it at Road Atlanta. He just got eager, pushing the button, hit no tires, so he had to take another lap, come back through, pick up tires again.
It happened to Matt too. Glovis ran out. It was at Monza, I think, and he ran out of gas and had to go around empty.
Oh man,
it was
Monza, dude. That was just what? That was season 1.
It was he was in a BMW. I remember.
2. Damn that. It's actually crazy to think we have been doing this a while. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, it has been a while. So I'm sure most people know what you drive based on your shirt, based on your comments. But explain that luscious white vehicle that you drive on a daily.
I drive a 2018 BMW M240i with a stage 3 tune, maybe a stage 2 tune, a stage 3 transmission tune, carbon fiber intake. It's the all-wheel drive model, the iX, and it is nasty. Last time I was at the track, I think I ran a 11.84, and I could have done better.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, it's nasty, and I support BMW all day long. I know a lot of people complain that they break and all that stuff, but like any car, if you put the maintenance in, most of the time it's going to treat you okay if you treat her okay. So
yeah. How long have you had it?
Funny, 20. 19, I think. I bought it right before COVID,
Mhm.
and I got a heck of a deal on it. Looking back,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's had a while now, and I don't plan on getting rid of it because I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's paddle, and it's got the ZF8 transmission, which is fantastic, but I do kind of miss the shifting a bit.
Yeah.
Bright side, the wife can drive it. She loves it. And if she
Right.
loves it, happy wife, happy life. So,
Understood. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't spend a lot of time. It was getting late, and I had a little short window to come meet you guys, but it was clean. I mean, as soon as I pulled in the parking lot, I knew it was yours.
that's when we parked. She was like, "Oh, we should, park somewhere where he could see us." I'm like, "Hell no, hell
Oh
no."
no, yeah,
Well, that-
100%. Yep. So, all right. So as you've been driving, we've all started to kind of gravitate to who you usually end up driving next to over the course of the league. We each have our own individuals that we drive next to on a regular basis. So who do you find yourself usually competing against nowadays on a regular basis?
Well, this is interesting. This is definitely interesting because now that we have more people and we opened up the group four, now I'm in the group four with a lot of the new people.
Mhm.
Now, what Jar, Matt, uh, it's definitely a different thing now. So you know what? It's too early in the season for me to really answer that.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to sitting behind. I think it was in Fuji. I was stuck behind. Was it Merck and Dirksey? I think it was. Like I'm trying to pass, and they're trying to screw each other, and I'm like, come on. But at least now I don't have to worry about that. Um, it is the group four is definitely cool. It is helping me learn consistency,
Mhm.
all while I'm not the only one in there. Everybody in the top 5, 6. I mean, they're all trying to get it. As is everybody, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Jar is really putting up a fight. So we'll
Mhm.
see what happens though.
Nice.
Watkins Glen is going to be definitely interesting.
Yeah, Watkins is going to be interesting for sure. I'm excited for that. And for us, it's good. It's definitely interesting and exciting. We've been running Group 3 for so long, and not that it's boring. We keep adding different parameters to it, different drivers and all that. But Group 4 being just a whole new league altogether, different cars altogether. Nobody's really familiar with them besides you guys that have driven them the past 3 races. So it's exciting for us to see just the new cars out there doing their thing, and they all have different tendencies, and the way you guys are kind of adapting to it. You can see the ones that are really starting to get a grip on what their car is capable of, and where their strengths are, because there's just not a lot. Yeah, we have the daily races and everything like that, but everyone still gravitates towards, GR3. So,
Well, now I mean, to be fair, race one for this at Brands Hatch, my first podium and my first win. So
Yep.
I am just right with these guys trying to learn this stuff myself in a sense.
Yeah.
Well,
But I do. I want to see Anatole. I want to see you get up there, buddy. Put in the time. I want to see you do it.
He's getting close. Like he's putting up better points than he ever has before. He was auto drafted because was it Berman or someone wasn't able to draft, and it's good for him, and we'll get into the race altogether, but I mean him and Preston, they were banging the whole way to the finish line. So that was good stuff.
Speaking about GT3 and GT4, let's hit the leaderboards real quick.
No, I got one more question. Why are you interrupting me?
How many questions you got for him? Okay, go ahead.
This is a good one, though. This is going to piss people off. And that's why we're going there. Save the best for last. So,
all right.
My last and final question. We've asked this once before. Who, without any penalties, who would you drive off the road in our league? Just full send, no consequences. Bye, Felicia. It can't be Slug because you've done that to him way too many times.
Sorry, Slug. I just have to say sorry. I didn't know what I was doing back then. I have a history of him being my teammate, I would just ram him, just being stupid. But I have two answers for this. First is Zen. Just because I love him and he's my buddy. Why not?
Beautiful. I
Bring it on,
had
baby.
you pegged as Zen. In my head, I've got your second answer, but I want to see if it's right or not.
It's definitely Glovis.
Yep, saw it coming.
And you know what?
100%.
Sardinia.
Sardinia.
That's it.
Yep.
And Matt, buddy, I'm not actually mad at you, but if someone asked me that question, that's what sticks out. I think that was one of the first times I actually spent 2 weeks. I mean, like as much time as I could practicing that track, and everything that happened. And like I said, I'm not mad. It's a racing incident. It's a racing incident. But it sucked. And I was like,
Yeah, we actually talked about it in one of the previous podcasts after that race. Because I was so pumped where you finished, like at the pits, that first pit. I was like, get it, Floody, like love it. But yeah, no, I had you pegged to that. So yeah.
But at the same time, that taught me what to look for even exiting a corner. Because sometimes you're coming in and you hit the apex together 2 wide or 3 wide in our league sometimes. And it's one of those things you have to keep your eye out for. And in a sense, I appreciate that because the more experience you have, the better you can roll moving forward. So
yeah,
we have said
I hate you, but I appreciate.
He beat himself up so bad over that too. Like he really did. He felt awful about it, but yeah, no, punt him, get him out of there.
We've mentioned that many times in different ways and capacities, but the development that everybody takes, regardless of where you where you start at and where you are now, there's so much that you learn and get more comfortable. I mean, even though we all get like anxiety, I know, Floody, I know you get it on race day. I think we all do to some extent. And even as many times as you do it, you still get it, but it gets easier as you go, and you learn all those little things to watch for and learn for each and every time. That if you could go back and look at yourself at the beginning, you'd be like, wow, it's worlds different.
Yep. No, that's good stuff.
Well, I thought I was finally learning in Group 3, and then now in this because I'd be in the back of the pack in Group 3. That's fine, and I was getting used to it. Okay, everything's grand. Well, now I'm in Group 4. I'm in the in the top couple spots, and now it's the nervous all over again.
Yeah.
Whole pack is chasing you. Well, let's talk about speaking of chasing you. So in GT3 with the leaderboard, or where we're sitting right now, leading GT3 in the driver category is Boat. He's sitting solid with 41 points, followed by Zen with 32. And Victor is sitting at third with 26. And as far as teams go, that puts Team Porsche. Congratulations. First right now with 81 points. McLaren is second with 73. And third is Aston Martin with 71. Boy, I feel like they came out of nowhere over the most recent week or two. So that's your top 3. What's your guys' thoughts?
I've screwed my team. That's my thought.
Have you had enough vacations?
Yeah, no, but I'm back. I'm back, baby. It's mathematically, I don't think there's a whole lot that we can do. We're gonna give it our damnedest though. Like, one, I want to get back in the BMW and run it. But yeah, I think I've dropped to 8th position, and then we're second to last in points over teams. But props to Curious Guy for holding us down last week. Hey, every point counts. But yeah, I've screwed our team. That's as simple as that. It doesn't help that all 3 of us missed last week.
That's true.
I can't comment on the Group 3 too much. I watched the live stream of Boat, and props to you, Boat, dude. think I said on Discord, dude, you're a freaking animal. I watched even just starting with the qualifications, second lap and third lap. I mean, he smoked it, and I was like,
Yep.
oh God. I'm thinking like, come on, Zen, baby, come on, Zen. So I can't comment too. And he was in the lead most of the time. I know, dipping in and out from the pit and stuff, but he had a solid kill on that. He's expected to be first pick in the next year's draft, I hear. So we'll see what happens. Group 4, I can't believe I took the win. Laguna Seca is an interesting track. I thought I had it down, and I myself flew off the track a few times. I think it was Cam Zilla. He was coming through the S curve from up top. I can't remember the official name, but someone was in front of him. So then you have Cam Zilla, and I was coming up right behind them at a much faster pace. Well, they had a much smaller braking, or a different breaking point than me, we'll say, because I flew right off the track. And that's the moment. That's the moment. That's where you learn to drive with other people, because I had the chance to boot both of them right off there, but you got to try to protect everybody, and just flew right off the track.
What I miss most about missing, I miss driving in the GT3 at Laguna. That's one of my more favorite tracks. But what I miss most about it is, even if I watch the replay, I'm going to miss, I'm sure, the inevitable Zen saying, I hate sand. I hate this sand. Damn this sand. Every time we're at Laguna Seca, he says that.
Yeah, he definitely does. I don't even remember where he finished. Yeah, I don't remember where he finished. But so what was your strategy going into it, Floody? Obviously you won the race, so whatever you did worked.
Well,
so what was your strat?
All right, so Interlagos, I was a bit disappointed in my finish. I know Laguna Seca, the track has been around a long time, but Interlagos is fairly new to me. And I kind of goofed up the strat on that, and I did not go by what we had agreed on, and I kind of screwed myself. So going into Laguna Seca, it was more like, okay, we need to cut out some pits. So luckily the Porsche does pretty well on hards. So it was a hard, soft for, the mandatory tire, and then hards again, ride it, go. And yeah, it was actually nice. Hard tires aren't that bad. You can easily just get in a groove of, getting through there, but, minus some little sand trips, just like playing golf. But it happens. Yeah, it was good. Definitely nerve-wracking. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm starting to hate Laguna Seca. I used to love it. It's an iconic track, but sometimes it can F right off to Dixie. So
it can. I love the flow of the track for some reason. I find myself getting into it really easily, regardless of the cars we're in. And I was very disappointed that we scheduled our vacation around missing that track. I was very disappointed in Mercury scheduling. I'll be honest. Knowing we were going on this golf outing, and like, Laguna Seca, we're like, and it wasn't like we realized that day one when we posted the schedule. It was like 3 weeks ago. We were like, oh my God, we're going to miss Laguna, all of us. So
yeah, the season was already begun, and then we were like, wait a minute, we're like,
shit.
We got a problem.
Yeah, so that definitely opened up some things in Group 3, but it's all good.
If I may, where'd y'all play anyway? Just curious.
So we went to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and we played
Shipyard.
We played Bear Creek, and what was the first one?
Shipyard.
Yeah. Slug put together a hell of a trip. There were 7 of us, and we had 5 mulligans each, which were fireball shots, mini golf.
Nice.
You had to turn in the empty bottles for your mulligans to count. We had some good, interesting rules along the way. Like for our 18th hole on the last day, you didn't even go for the green. Like you finished when you got your ball in the sand trap. So there was just different little ways of playing it. We played captain's choice. It was a good trip. Great to get together with the guys. A lot of us have known each other for a long time. So to pull it together, we've talked about it for years, and Slug finally pulled the trigger on it, made it happen, and it was a great time. So
That's
the
awesome.
weather
I'm
was
jealous.
absolutely perfect. Weather
I'm
was
jealous. I would have much rather dealt with hitting the sand trap than getting hit into the sand or myself running into the sand. But that's awesome, guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good trip. So going back to the race, were you on pole or where did you start?
I did.
Okay.
In fact, I think that was my first pole position ever.
I was gonna say, I think so.
Yeah, because I don't think I got it in Brands, and I definitely didn't get it. Who is it? Interlagos Race Ready. He
Mm-hmm.
he killed it, man.
Yep.
He killed it.
Yep.
When I heard he wasn't racing in Laguna Seca, I was like, yes, might actually get this one. But yeah, I set a solid qual time, came pole position, was on hard, so I had to give up the lead pretty early on, but just kept my pace and kept going. But I was going for fastest lap when I was on softs, and I think it was Camzilla coming around the back around the uphill S or downhill S, I guess. And he was just in my way, and I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be too aggressive, try to boot him off the track or anything. I tried to be, but there's not a lot of room on that track to pass. That's straight up. The turn before the uphill is that nice, almost 90 degree. Yep. And that is being behind somebody trying to pass or like thinking about passing that is anxiety city. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge Jar took fastest lap. I don't know what his time was, but he took third place in fastest lap. Glovis took second on the day. And then you took first overall. So I mean,
now I'd say for 75% of the race, I might have to go back and look, but Glovis actually had the fastest lap. Yeah. And I think Jar took it towards the end. So now with I believe Glovis is switching to the wheel himself. To see him on the fastest lap, I was like, yeah, dude. And then Jar just stripped it. That's how it be.
Yep, that sucks. I'm keeping an eye out on Camzilla because he's new to all this. He jumped 2 feet in Fanatec, and he's already starting to slowly creep up. So I don't know if Glovis is giving him tips or he's just YouTubing the hell out of it or just a ton of practice. Either way, it's working because he's slow. He's been consistent. He's taken 9 points every race. And in a field of what we have, I mean, that's doing well. It's doing well. So I'm excited to see it. It's been fun to watch for sure. It's fun to watch. And I mean, we all got so familiar with running with the same people over and over. Like I was familiar with running with Zen. I knew when he was coming up on me on an Apex to do a late entry because he was going to fly by me because he's a late breaker, Besso, the same thing. Like we get so familiar with it, but then getting in there and now racing with Vic and Berman and Soler and all those guys, it's so different now because you got to pick up their tendencies, what their habits are and all that. So I remember that stuff. And yeah.
Well, speaking of the leaderboard, Floody, congratulations. You've gone 1-2-1 in GT4.
Yeah.
So you were setting at 41 points, leading off GT4. Followed by Huge Jar, who is setting in second with 35. And Glovis is rounding out third with 28. So well done. You're setting number one in GT4, and Porsche is number one in the teams. So, yeah. Well, everybody's gunning for you. So
what's your confidence level at Watkins?
I'll tell you what, once we break off this podcast, I get a couple laps and I will let you know. Because I don't think I've done a Group 4 car on that track before. So it'll be interesting.
We did it once in Sunday Cup. and I lost to Glovis.
Long time
but-
ago.
Yeah, that was just a regular Sunday Cup race. I don't think you ran in it, but yeah, we did do group 4. It was a series of 3 races, and that was just one of them. But we'll see. We'll see. Any suggestions on changes for next season? Anything you'd like to see?
Is that for me?
Yeah. Now screw Mark. I already know how he feels about all this crap.
I am probably the wrong person to ask.
Okay.
All right, so if you've ever seen the movie Thunder, which I assume most of us have,
Mm-hmm.
Cole Trickle, is it?
Yep.
He's very concentrating on driving. He doesn't.
Mhm.
I know how the car works, but he doesn't worry about that. He doesn't worry about the tires. He just gets out there and drives.
Right.
That's me.
Yeah.
I like when we are in the race. I don't really even concentrate on the mic. I want to race, right? So changes and stuff, until something really comes up, I got nothing.
Good.
I'm just enjoying the crap out of this. And
Good.
I truly appreciate you guys doing this. It's definitely awesome. And wildly enough, it feels like it transforms into an actual vehicle as well.
Yeah.
You go to take a, you go to take an off ramp or an on ramp, and you just think, oh, you know what? Hold on, brake first. We're gonna coast in. Oh, now I got it. And then
Yeah.
the next day, we're gonna go push that a little harder here. Oh, we got it. Hey, it's
You
awesome.
know what it's like? It's like when you spend the day playing Grand Theft Auto for like 8 hours, and then you go to really drive, and your wife is like not in the car, but you're going anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking at all the people you could run over. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But
Yep.
yeah, no, I get the subtle taps from my wife, like, "Hey, you're not racing anybody today. Like, slow down. We're in an SUV," kind of thing. Your kid's in the car. Like, well, we're good. No worries. Tires haven't started screeching yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Well,
What we have coming up? So we've been away. So what do we have coming up?
we have Sunday Cup this weekend.
We do.
With
you participating?
Me? Absolutely not.
Bloody?
I'm just group 3 right now. Yeah, we're just group 3 right now.
Well,
I
you
might
give it a
drive
shot.
your if it fits, it ships. I may jump into that if there's an open seat because I just want to destroy some stuff.
Okay. Bloody, you gonna drive the Astons this weekend?
Oh, sorry, you broke up for a minute there.
Are you driving the Astons this weekend?
No,
Martin.
I the GT4 GR4 stuff. That's all I can do. I don't know how everybody has the time to do all the races. That is crazy, especially all y'all with kids and stuff. I have no idea. Now, I work at a Nissan dealer, and I deal with collision parts. And as of the other day, when daylight savings hit, and now it's dark when people leave work, this is my season. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if I didn't do a race at some time in the future because I literally did not have time to practice. But yeah, hey, all y'all who do all the races, that's awesome. And I'm glad that we have the different times and the different races. I mean, we are international.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are.
Tell the ladies, huh,
Check.
Jun Kai?
Check. Yeah, we've got Sunday Cup coming up, and then immediately after we've got the Mazda MX-5 right after that. So, Merc, what did you think of that? I mean, you raced in that once, twice.
Love it. I love it. I tell you, that was a great idea. The cars are so much fun to drive. It's not one of these tuning leagues where you got to worry about all this kind of stuff. It's just jump in it, go get a feel for it. And the car drives, it's got, it's like sports mediums or something. Sport hards, so it's slidey enough, but you don't have that much power. So it's still not crazy. So you get a little bit of both. It's just fun. I mean,
nice.
who doesn't love a Miata?
I mean, I've been trying to buy it off your brother for ages now, and I almost wrapped it around a stop sign once, and yeah, so got a little intoxicated and took out the old highway go-kart Miata, and yeah, it almost didn't turn out well, but it was a good time.
I was told that basically if you want to learn how to race and people ask what car you want and all that, they say power doesn't matter. Just buy a Miata and throw it on the track and keep doing it until you know, and then that's how you learn. So.
Oh, it's a good track this week too. Goodwood. That's a great track for that car.
That's a terrible track.
No, that's a good track. The only part I hate about Goodwood is the last little chicane through the death walls. Like that's the dumbest thing ever. Like
death walls.
Well, like build a track to get through that. That's fine, but don't just I need to put walls right here. Like that's the dumbest shit ever. That's my opinion. But for me, the overall flow of the track is pretty cool. It's iconic. I think that'd be fun. I think that'll be fun. Have you practiced at all, Merc? No.
You were the last one to use my rig.
Well,
whatever day that was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think that was last Wednesday, Thursday, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Didn't y'all? Was there a post, a pic posted on Discord of you in his seat?
Yeah, no. Well, I took a picture of him in his own seat, and I was giving him advice for Watkins Glen. We were doing one-on-one training. He verified my PP as he typically does in grand fashion, and that was the only way I would really, kind of commit to the training schedule that he set forth. But yeah, I showed up late to his house, and I was like, "All right, dude, let's see the rig." You know that. I haven't been to his house in a while, and he's 4 hours from my place, and so I jumped on there, threw some laps down at Watkins Glen. I'm not going to talk about my times. Saw his times, and we whittled him down, kind of like what you and I used to do last season, just working it. So we're coming back. That's our goal. That's our goal.
Got 3 races to do it.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So I'm good. What else we got? Is that it pretty much?
That's pretty much what's coming up. Yeah, so that's where the points stand. That's where everybody's at. It's halfway through GT3 GT4 season, so it's 3 more to go. Short season because of the holidays, so this is going to be a quick one, but 3 more: Watkins Glen, Suzuka, and then Spa. So are you actually going to make Spa finally? I mean, have you ever done Spa? What you did it one time, the endurance, right? That was your one.
Yeah, I did the endurance, but every other time something pops up. So we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to jinx it. As of right now, I'm scheduled to race at Spa. I love Spa, but every time something pops up. So we will see. But I will say, thanks to Chaotica and Glovis to holding down the fort while we were gone last week. I heard great comments. Matter of fact, I think Vic said we don't need you anymore, and to kind of kick it. But I think that's his competitive nature against us. So it's okay.
It's amazing. You go away one weekend, and all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah, see ya. Don't need you anymore. No incident reports pop up. I feel kind of like it's us, So, and on top of that, we're, coming up on Veterans Day. So, Floody, to you, thanks for your service and everything you did. So, hope you enjoy the weekend. I will.
Hell no, we have inventory at work.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Yep, sure does.
That sucks. Well, enjoy it, and again, thank you.
Have you said you worked at it was a Nissan dealer, right?
That's correct.
Did you get the new 300 the ZXs? Have you seen when do they come in? When are those?
We have, all right, because of the high demand, COVID had put everything back as far as manufacturing, and now it's a whole pain in the butt. But we have gotten 3 of them in. The first one we got, I immediately ran over. I took pictures. I opened the door, sat in it, was like, oh boy. And then I saw the YouTube reviews about how it's not as good as it should be for $50,000 plus the probably $20,000 to $30,000 market upkeep,
Mhm.
blah blah blah.
Fair adjustment price.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. But a cool car. I think they expect people to buy them and put them on the track, hate them, and then buy aftermarket parts, just like the old Z, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think they're going for. But it is cool. It is cool design. Maybe after the Miata League, you can do a little Z League. A lot of weird Nissan guys out there
It's
that
not a
love
bad
that stuff.
idea. It's not a bad idea. It could be a fun little car. See, I knew you had
Yeah.
something.
But the highlight is when every now and again we do have a GTR come through. We just had a brand new, maybe 2 months ago, dude ordered a red one, titanium exhaust, carbon fiber, like all over the body. I remember walking through, clocking out. It was dark in the shop. I work late a lot, and so I was the only one there. And I kind of look, and this just icon just stares at me. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful, in like a fire engine red kind of. I don't know the Nissan color for it, but it was beautiful. And then I saw the price tag, and then I threw up.
What was the price tag?
So actually the price tag itself was only about $120, but the markup supposedly that the customer agreed to was 50,000. So yeah, it was, and he bought it. You know what? I'll tell you what. When the stock market comes back and crypto comes back, tell you what, we'll all get one.
Yeah.
Crypto
Let's go.
Dang, dude, that's nuts. I mean, they're sexy ass cars, but God, 170.
Just wait.
And I have yet to drive one.
The crazy thing, what I'm waiting for is, and you will see this at Barrett Jackson if any of you guys watch Barrett Jackson auto auctions. The R34s will be coming in because of the import laws in the near future, and when those things start hitting the shores, we're gonna see numbers that are just astronomically through the roof on this stuff. I mean, there's been speculation on the internet of anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 to $400,000 for NERS and that type of stuff. I mean, and you know that there's guys in Japan just with these things in warehouses just waiting for that date to ship them here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can't wait. I won't be buying one. I can't afford one, but
I'm gonna race them in my expedition. Let's do it.
Not with all those wheels sitting behind you.
Yeah, I know. he's my wife, and not my wife. His wife asked me to talk to him about his wheel issue.
Oh yeah.
That's too funny. I'm just jealous. So
yeah,
I'll be selling some of them because none of these will fit. I'm not putting QR2s on any of them. So some of these will be going.
Shame. Such a shame.
I have to get rid of some of this stuff.
Mm.
You have to have I told somebody the other day I need to have a garage sale. I find a whole bunch of Fanatec stuff right in there. Like I was looking for something, a printer cable or something, and I found buttons or something.
You don't have a printer cable, but you have Fanatec pieces.
Yeah, it was parts to a printer or something, or maybe it was a charging cable. I don't remember what it was looking for. Something in there the other week. Yeah, I ran up on a whole bunch of stuff. So
he has an addiction. We'll intervene at some point.
I got the new button module that just was released on Monday. I already got it ordered.
And you have the new rig coming too, right? You purchased the other one, the 15 newt.
The motor, yeah. It won't ship till after December. I think it's the 20th, if I remember correctly. So it'll be around Christmas, maybe even New Year before it gets here, depending on how they're backed up or whatever. But
all right,
yeah. So the DD Pro we'll just wait and see what happens with the DD Pro.
Okay. Well, Floody, it was a pleasure. We appreciate the last minute invite and you jumping on to join us.
Thank you, gentlemen. I hope I didn't blow it up too much here.
Well,
Perfect.
really, we're just going to keep talking to you so you don't get any additional practice, and that's really our goal for tonight.
I'll be honest, it's working. It's definitely working.
All right, one last cheers to you. Waiting for you. Cheers.
Deviant Racing, gentlemen.
Yes.
Again, I love
Pleasure.
y'all. I appreciate it.
All right, let's line it up. Let's do the M School. Let's get some golf in.
That's right.
Come down to Greenville.
Yep.
One of these days for sure. One of these days for sure.
Make it happen.
Also, hashtag Team Porsche. Let's go.
Oh, God. Good job, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Join us on the next episode with a drink with a driver. We'll see you on the track. Good night, everybody.
Woo!
All right.
Hey, you want a Beretta handgun tote for $20? That was originally $65. I mean, you're gonna chop it up and do your little hibachi shit to it, so it's all good.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll take a look here in a second.
Haven't you missed me being on here?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Whoops.
Merck's like,
Actually
fucking
went
out.
for it.